Hey guys, it's Tony with Throw the Grill. Today I'm going to talk to you about your starter. So let's say you go to get in your vehicle, go to turn on, all your lights and everything come on your dash, but you go to start it and it doesn't crank. More than likely, you have an issue with the starter. But today I'm going to show you how to diagnose your starter and rule out if it's the safety neutral switch or the ignition switch. So let's go ahead and dive into it. So the first thing you need to do before you start going too crazy with checking everything, you need to make sure you have at least 12 volts on your battery. So today I have the power probe. You at least need a voltmeter so you can check to see if you have 12 volts at least at your battery. If you don't have 12 volts, more likely the issue why it's not going to turn over, it just doesn't have enough voltage. So let's go ahead and check that. Alright, so I went ahead and hooked up the power probe. And I'm just going to set voltage, act like I'm setting voltage to something. I got 12.3 volts. So that's plenty of voltage to start this vehicle. Okay, so you checked, made sure the vehicle had at least 12 volts. The next thing you need to do before you get too far is go ahead and check the fuses and the relays to the starter. Majority of the time, you got the label inside the fuse panel lid here. If not, the owner's manual normally has what fuses go where. I know some vehicles, they just have numbers and they're not labeled, so check the owner's manual. You might be able to find what fuses are what. So what you want to do is go ahead and look for the started fuse and then have somebody crank the vehicle and see if the fuse is still good. So just double check on both sides of the fuse. I like to use a power probe for this, but you can definitely use a test light. And you could use a voltmeter also, so depending on what you have. But I really love the power probe. I use this thing for almost everything. Been a mechanic for over 15 years, and I didn't start using this until like the last 5 years of being in the industry. And I tell you what, I missed out a lot on using one of these. Now, you really could mess something up if you don't know how to use these. So if you do get one of these and you decide to start using them, learn how to use it before you start going crazy with it. But anyhow, so you go ahead and check your fuse, make sure that fuse is good. If it is good, then you can go ahead and take a known relay that works, that is working, and just swap it with the starter relay. If the vehicle's still not cranking, then you went ahead and rolled out that system. So the battery's good, the fuse is good, and the relay is good. So the next thing you need to do is go to the starter. So I'm going to go ahead and get the new starter. I'm going to set it up here. It's a pain to see it in the vehicle, so I'm just going to set it up here, and I'll kind of go over everything on it. So I have the starter sitting here. This is the starter motor and the starter solenoid. So what the solenoid does, it will engage the starter onto the flywheel and give power to the motor. So the starter is grounded off of the motor, and then here we have a constant 12 volts, and then this stud here gives voltage to the motor. So once you get power here, it supplies power to the motor. And then this stud here is the power supply. So this start the motor on your vehicle, you should get 12 volts here. So as you can see, since it's not hooked up, we got no voltage. So if what you want to do before you get too crazy, you want to make sure your starter has ground. So here it shows that it's grounded. I'm simulated the motor ground with this little alligator connector, so the starter has ground. Then you want to make sure you have 12 volts at your main power supply. So you're going to always have 12 volts to this stud on the starter. So I got 12.3 volts. Here you're not going to get any power to it until you get power here. So if you got power here, so like we do, and you have ground, there's no reason why this starter should not start the vehicle. So all you're waiting now for is the 12 volt signal to ignite this starter so it engages. So you would want 12 volts here. So just like this, I'll go ahead and show you. I'll go ahead and put 12 volts to that stud. It engages that starter. Now, if you don't have 12 volts here, then you're going to have an issue with either your ignition switch or maybe your safety neutral switch, or possibly some type of wiring problem. But more likely your safety neutral or your ignition switch would be the culprit. So say you have 12 volts here, you have ground, and you have 12 volts at this stud, and your starter's not engaging, then your starter is bad, so you're going to have to replace your starter. But sometimes you can go ahead and tap on the starter with a hammer when you're trying to start the vehicle. Say you're stranded like I was at the grocery store, and I had nothing to check this, but luckily I did have a pipe sitting in the back of the Jeep that I was able to hit on the starter and start the vehicle so I can get it home. So say you're out and about, you don't have nothing to test this, just try to have somebody crank your vehicle over and hit on your starter to see if it will start. If it don't, then unfortunately you'll probably have to get it towed home, and then you can do these checks. Okay, let's do a quick recap on if you're trying to start your vehicle and the vehicle doesn't crank. These are the steps you need to take to be able to check your starter and make sure it's good. So the first thing you need to do is make sure you have 12 volts at your battery. Then the second thing you need to do is go ahead and check your relay and your fuses. And if you don't have anything to check those, you can go ahead and swap those fuses and the relays with a known good fuse or relay to see if it makes a difference. If it doesn't, then you need to go ahead and move to your starter, make sure your starter has ground, and you have a constant 12 volt power supply to your ignition solenoid. Then when somebody's cranking the vehicle, you need to make sure you have the 12 volts at the power supply stud on your starter solenoid. If you don't have 12 volts there, more likely you got an issue with your ignition switch or your safety neutral switch, or possibly some wiring. But if you do have power there, and you have constant power and your starter's grounded, then your starter needs replaced. So hopefully this video helped you guys out, and if you could, please like, share, and subscribe. I would definitely appreciate it.